Today I'm going to show you watercoloring with freezer paper, watercolor paper, and a few reinkers. You may be wondering what freezer paper is. You can find it in the supermarket aisle on a roll, but I prefer to get something that's flat sheets. Anything will work as long as you can get it to cut. So you just cut off a piece, and we're going to roll this die through the Big Shot. So there is a shiny side to the paper. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's the side that's going to go against the watercolor paper. We'll just put our rose and our leaves down on the watercolor paper. And I'm cutting out two just because I'm already making a card, so why not make two? And I've got this on my multi-purpose platform, tab 2, so all the tabs are closed. And these come out super easy because of the design. Ooh. I guess it doesn't. Okay, that's okay. We've got technology for that. We're going to pull in the precision base plate and replace that layer. And now I'm going to try again. And this is with the precision base plate. Oh, you can already see a difference. That's how it's supposed to come out. So you might need to use your precision base plate with this. If you don't have one, you could probably use a shim, but that was the easy button for sure. Next, I just grabbed Stampin' Up's watercolor paper and I'm going to cut it down to 5 by 3 3/4. And I've got my rose here and I'm going to put the shiny side face down against my paper. I don't want all of that greenery, I just want a little bit, so I'm going to give it a trim. Here we go. So that's kind of where I want my stuff. So now I'm going to grab my iron. Okay, I think we're warm enough. True watercolor is about a wash of color. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to wash the color on. And this part, it's very important that the freezer paper melts onto your watercolor paper so that you can really get it to seal on there. This is the part you want to make sure that if you have trouble with the technique that you really do a good job. I saw this technique originally on Christina Werner's blog, and that was the thing that she said was most important. So I'm adding a little bit of Reinker to the base of my pink Pirouette ink pad, and I'm going to watercolor with it. Huh, looks like there was some blue in my brush. It's okay. I'm going to mix it all in. It's watercolor. We'll be fine. And I'm just going to wash it on my card. And grab a plastic bag, and now I'm going to add some accents. So this is the Rose Red Reinker, and you just, a little dab will do you. And I'm going to pick up some of the Rose Red. I'm not going to make it too watery, and I'm going to drop some of that color right in here. When you're watercoloring like this, you definitely want to have a paper towel to clean off your brush. I'm going to also add some green to the leaves, and I used Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. So here's the Old Olive. I'm going to wash that over the whole leaf. And then I'm going to pick up the darker color, which is the Mossy Meadow, and kind of let it bleed and stop. Now I'm looking at my image up the top, and I think I'd like to see a little more rose color at the top. So now that that's done, while it's still wet, I'm pulling out my wink of Stella. This is so exciting. Just gonna paint the flower. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty that is. I don't know if you can see that. It really lights up the place. You don't even have to be perfect with it, just get it on there. It's so pretty. We're just going to let this dry for a minute. Next, I'm going to take the freezer paper off. To do that, I'm just going to heat up the freezer paper to break the seal, and hopefully when I watercolored, it stayed nice. Okay, so when I took my watercolor paper off, in this case, I can see that my leaves ran a little bit, and just for the effect, I want to kind of finish off this line. So I'm going to take my white gel pen and kind of fix it a little bit. Stampin' Up! Had this color on sale last week. I absolutely love it. I'm just going to put a knot. When I tie my knots, I tack one side and then I pull the other, and that's how I keep it flat. Gonna get the ribbon scissors for this. I cut this piece of Mossy Meadow to 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 so that it would match my watercolor paper. So I chose a Blushing Bride base, and this just ends up looking super pretty. Thanks for joining me today. You can find more videos at stampforfun.net. Have a great day.